I am an immigrant.
Soy un inmigrante.
Yo munyamahanga.
من یک مهاجرم.
Do you know what it means to be
Dominican.
Mexican.
Iranian.
Ugandan?
My words dance between languages like a salsa rhythm.
They weave together my heritage and identity.
Like having two vibrant colors to paint my thoughts.
I am bilingual in mind and heart.
Y orgullosa de ser multilingüe.
I am.
I am.
I am.
I am.
I am from a war zone, from the distant Middle East, from waking up to bad news, prisons filled with artists, activists, and women.
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 Women who rise time and time again for their lives.
I'm from green grass that watched me grow as it grew itself. I'm from that beautiful colored dress y esos zapatos negros de charol. I'm from that little girl who begged to have a family, whose parents were away. Shining stars looking out for her from El Norte.
I'm from a calabash, from drums and millets, from Bakiha and Mujirwa, from strong and dark-skinned warriors. I'm from African royalty.
Royalty. I'm from taking risk in my young adulthood, playing underground theater in cafes and parking lots, fearing the police who might burst in at any moment.
I'm from a place I call my own. The music I dance with pride. My abuelos telling me I belong.
Our culture is a symphony of laughter and music.
We are Washington Heights.
Why are we so loud and colorful?
What?
Jimmy Gain!
Because my energy is a carnival of joy.
Yes!
A tribute to my heritage.
Yes!
We celebrate life.
Compasión.
Namani.
با
Our culture is a symphony of laughter and music.
Our vibrant spirit is our art.
Our vibrancy is our strength. We
are Washington Heights,
where I find my voice as an artist.
helping young dreamers find their light.
This puzzle of life,
We shape with care.
As we rise.
We rebuild.
And forever dare.
So much. Let's give another round of applause to our artists who created this and wrote this last night. Last night. They put this together last night at 192nd Street, and it was great. So thank you all for doing this. I'm now at the stage that I put glasses to read, and it's great. Thank you all. Buenos dias, good morning, everyone. Welcome to Inwood and Uptown. My name is Mino Lora, and I am the Executive Artistic Director of People's Theater Project. 23 years ago, I emigrated to this country from the Dominican Republic. And like many Dominicans, I found my way home to Washington Heights and Inwood. It didn't take long for me to fall deeply in love with my Uptown community, and it was that love and the belief in the power of theater to build bridges and bring people together that inspired me to create People's Theater Project. Today, 15 years later, I am overjoyed, overwhelmed, to stand here on the site of PTP's first and future home, the People's Theater Centro Cultural Inmigrante. This project is historic in so many ways. Our Uptown community has always been full of immigrants, full of artists, individuals and organizations who have needed a cultural space to call their own for decades. The People's Theater will be the first dedicated, flexible theater space in Washington Heights and Inwood. And at over 19,000 square feet, it will be the largest Latina-operated theater and performing arts center in New York. Qué orgullo. Designed by immigrant and women-owned Work AC with theater consultants Charcoal Blue and developed by L&M, Taconic, and M Squared, the People's Theater will be a beautiful space that will take your breath away. When its doors open in 2026, ahí mismo, ya casi, the People's Theater, Centro Cultural Inmigrante, will be filled not just with theater, but with music, with dance, and visual arts. It will also serve as a multi-generational community and civic space where our neighbors can come together to learn, to grow, to play. Each year, we anticipate that the People's Theater will welcome 28,000 audiences from across New York City and provide opportunity for 300 artists. Here, PTP will continue to create exceptional, original work, offering a new model for American theater created by and for immigrants. Through PTP's education work, hundreds of people of all ages will use theater to revel in their unique identities and culture. And within these walls, we will continue to advocate for immigrant rights, racial justice, our queer community, and an equitable arts and culture sector. Yep. We look forward to collaborating with our Uptown Arts colleagues, many who have joined here today. I see you. Thank you. Los quiero. To create a new cultural home in our community. Es un sueño hecho realidad. It really is a dream come true. I also want to thank personally our amazing and dedicated staff, our wonderful board of directors who have guided us through this process, and our board chair, Zaira Perez, who epitomizes the hope and impact of People's Theater Project. Zaira was newly arrived from Dominican Republic when I met her as my first student at PTP. She was a powerful immigrant leader in 6th grade, and she continues to be one now as our board chair, guiding us towards this next exciting stage. So many people, thank you, so many people have championed the People's Theater. Yes, for Zaira. So many people have championed the People's Theater, many of who you will hear today. And now it is my great honor to welcome to the stage the 57th Governor of the State of New York, Governor Kathy Hochul.
Oh my God, you could run the world. I love the energy, the passion. Thank you for inviting me, and thank you for the special sound effects. I wouldn't be a life in the Heights or in it without a little extra noise there, but welcome to the tent where it happens. Right here, right now, you witness this, and this is a place, when this is all said and done, will magically transform this venue into a place where dreams do come true. And I'm so honored to be here today as your governor, to be able to say, I was here, but I tell you right now, I will be here in 2026, even earlier, to get this open. So thank you for the honor of representing you and being here today. We think about the performances that'll soon unfold here. They'll stimulate our minds. They'll lighten our hearts. They'll bring us joy in so many different ways. And that's the power of performance and art. People who come here will walk out forever altered because of the stimulation and the creativity that'll unfold in this space, a place where people could only imagine what could happen, and now we're on the verge, the cusp, with this groundbreaking of seeing it become a reality. And also, what we found in the past, that if people go to performances and they never see people who look like them, who've had shared experiences, they don't get the same connection that they otherwise would have had. We think about opportunities that have been lost. When West Side Story first was a smash hit on Broadway back in 1957. It attempted to showcase the experience, but every Puerto Rican actor was played by a white performer. I dare say did not have the same experiences, the same story to tell, and their portrayals therefore could not have been really true to life. That's what made Lin-Manuel's In the Heights such a towering achievement. It really was the first time someone says that the story needs to be told by people who lived the story. And that was what has changed how we view performances going forward. You made a spiritual successor to West Side Story, one that is much more relatable to the people who've come here since, and that's the power of it. I also want to talk about the people who have such incredible passion who brought us here today. Mino, I don't know where you get the energy from, but Mino, Laura, you want to help me run the state? I could use you. We're good? Okay. This will be your legacy. Years from now, generations from now, people say, when did this all begin? Who was in charge? Who brought this to life? And you and the members of this incredible organization will deserve the credit. So your names will go down in history as someone who made change where others could not see the possibility. So let's give another enormous round of applause to our leader, Rena Laura. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And to great backers like New York Presbyterian, Dr. Steve Corwin, thank you for making the magic happen with the resources brought here that were so necessary. Steve, congratulations. Luis Miranda, yes, I've worked so closely with you. When you want something done, it happens. And so the governor, you're going to be at this event. Yes, Luis, I'll be there. So thank you. And to Lin-Manuel Miranda, thank you for bringing joy to our lives. There's not a person in this country who's not been touched by something that you created. So you're a humble person, but today we also celebrate you and what you've done for this community and all immigrants who have a powerful story to tell. Let's give Lin-Manuel Miranda a round of applause. I also have great partners in government. Senator Jose Serrano is here, Councilmember Carmen de la Rosa, Manhattan Borough President Mark Levine, Councilmember Sean Abreu, and also representing the city, Andrew Kimball. Let's give them all a round of applause. So what we're changing here today is the recognition now from this day going forward that Latino stories are American stories. That immigrant stories are American stories, that Dominican stories are American stories, that Puerto Rican stories are American stories, and they must unfold right here in this place and be transported to other neighborhoods, other venues, and indeed across the nation. Because what starts here with these incredibly talented young people who have voices that need to be heard, we can take them and cultivate that and nurture that here, give them the power. But I want to see them on stages all across America, sharing the New York experience that they came from. That's the power of what's unfolding here today. So we're breaking ground on the People Theater Project's first home. I walked it. It's a big space right now, a lot of concrete, a lot of dust. Check the bottom of my shoes, they're kind of dirty, but that's all right. From that dirt becomes a flower of a story. The seeds have been planted. I was so proud to witness this here today. I'm proud the state could invest $4 million to make this become a reality. And being in the business as long as I have a feeling that's not the last ask, but that's all right. It's all right. I always go with my pockets a little lighter, but that's all right. That's all right. But this is worth investing in. This is worth it. And also, what is sitting on top is brilliant. The confluence of people be able to live in beautiful new homes, 300 of which will be affordable housing for people just starting out, maybe our young artists and our young performers who haven't quite made it yet, who need that place to begin their home. And they'll be able to come down and hear the music and the laughter and the joy and the performances in the very building where they live. That is uniquely New York. I mean, that is so incredible. We broke ground for that back in May. That's a $400 million project right above it. These are the kind of investments we're investing here in Inwood and Washington Heights because these communities matter. That has been overlooked for far too long. We've worked closely with your elected officials to deliver for here, but sometimes people say, it's always somewhere else. People don't care about us. We're forgotten. That chapter, that era is forever now closed. The curtain has dropped on that era. Now we're recognizing that this place has a voice that needs to be heard, recognizing it, and this is what's going to give it that opportunity. 300 artists will come here. Perhaps they'll go out in the world with their voices and their stories and change the hearts and minds, especially in places where people are feeling under siege right now. A lot's happened to our state in the last few years. There's been a lot of pain out there. People feel there's chaos, uncertainty. It doesn't feel the same anymore. But art and performances, plays can bring us back to this common ground, to deepen the understanding of each other's experiences. The people you heard here today, just a few moments ago, these young performers, they all came from a different part of the world, but they all have hearts. They all want something better in life. And the immigrant experience, and as the granddaughter of very, very poor Irish immigrants who came here and worked as migrant farmers themselves because they had no other jobs, I believe New York State is so uniquely special and creative and dynamic because we welcome all. We are the confluence of all those voices and stories. No other state can do this the way we do here, and it has enriched us in powerful ways that we must always harness. So perhaps at the end of the day, that'll be the power of the art that's created here. The ability for there to be more shared understanding of people from different backgrounds who right now may feel in conflict and may not appreciate each other, may be hateful to each other. If we can break that down with the power of song and dance and art and performance and start it right here, that will be our shared legacy to the rest of the world. I'll be back in 2026 to cut the ribbon. I will think of one phrase, paciencia y fe. Okay, we've heard that before. See? And we will get this done because immigrants get the job done, right? Okay, let's get that done. Thank you, everybody. Congratulations. Congratulations.
First, thank you so much for that, this investment for this space. It is transformative. And in speaking of champions, before you head out, because I know you have to run a state, if I can invite two other champions to join us on stage, Dr. Steve Corwin and Lin-Manuel Miranda. Let's do a photo. Sure. Thank you so much, Governor. And Dr. Corwin, please.
Governor, thank you for your love of this community. We all love this community, and this is an important project for us here. We've seen a lot of hate and violence over the last number of weeks, and it's disturbing. But we also have to remember there's love and beauty in this world. And this project represents a labor of love, and I believe that love ultimately triumphs over hate and violence. And I think, Mino, what you're doing, what this People's Theater Project is going to do for our beloved Washington Heights and Inwood is really something very special, because it brings love to the community, it brings devotion to the community, it brings attention to the community, And it's something that I can only say for everybody at New York Presbyterian, we are so proud to support. So thank you so much for allowing us to participate in this wonderful project. Thank you, Mina.
Hello, hello, hello. You know, it's a good day when, I live in Washington Heights. When I get to go uptown to go see a theater, I'm very happy. When I get to compete with the elevated train, I'm incredibly happy. And this is a joyous day because this is a real dream come true for the many artists who grew up in Washington Heights and Inwood and now will get to make theater in the actual neighborhood where they live. My first job in theater was at the great Repertorio Español, yes, which is most Latino actors' first equity card. They do productions in English and in Spanish. But from here, it's the A to the 7 to the 6. And so to actually have a theater in our neighborhood is incredible. I want to really give thanks personally to my sister, Lucecita, who is the one who put the People Theater Project in the Miranda's life. We were looking for a partner to help us at Payson Playground. Nothing was happening. Payson Playground was like real overgrown and looking really raggedy. It's a playground I played in as a kid, and we were looking for someone to help us create activities, and that's when the whirlwind known as Mino Lora came into our lives and said, we'll do it! And ever since, we have just been so invested in the success of the People's Theater Project, a community theater from our neighborhood, and now we get to witness the creation of a real public-private partnership and a Latina-owned, Latina-run theater in Inwood. So it's, as someone who grew up a few blocks from here, it is a dream come true to see theater in this space, with our people. So, again, once again, none of this happens without the dream of it happening in the first place, and that dream requires so much force of will and so much positivity and so much creativity, and that all exists inside the great Mino Lora. So once again, give it up for Mino Lora. Congratulations.
Thank you so much, Lin-Manuel. Thank you, Dr. Corwin. And thanks to these catalytic gifts from the Miranda family, from New York Presbyterian, from the governor, I am ecstatic to say that together we have officially raised $30 million for the People's Theater, surpassing 80% of our capital fundraising goal. On behalf of PTP, we have a small token for you. Aya will pass those out. Un poquito de arena, un tracito literal, that I saved from a bucket. Thank you to L&M, who let me get in and literally shovel out the little bit of sand that was left. The infrastructure for our dreams to come true. Over the next 2 years, we will raise the last $7 million needed to complete our project and build an endowment to secure the future of Uptown's newest institution. And I invite all of you to join this historic project and join the inspiring individuals and organizations who have already said, sí, yes, presente. And now, all of this happens in community. And as I said, we are a civic as well, an organization that roots for our justice, and we have so many partners in government who have made today a reality. So I would love to invite our elected officials and key members of Mayor Adams' administration to join me on stage to say a few words. Please welcome Borough President Mark Levine, Councilmember Carmen de la Rosa, Senator Jose Serrano, Councilmember Sean Abreu, New York City EDC President Andrew Kimball, Commissioner of Transportation Iranis Rodriguez, and DCLA Commissioner Lori Cumbo.
Wow.
Thank you.
Okay.
Mark, you can go first.
That was a very good trick to make sure we speak for a limited amount of time. Is this woman a brilliant leader or what? Wow. I want to say on a serious note, this has been a very challenging couple of weeks for so many of us, and I really needed an event like this. Thank you for this moment of joy. Thank you, People's Theater Project. I am still blown away by those 4 young artists who kicked us off. Are they still here? Yes. Where are they? In the back drinking coffee. I was so, okay, there's one. What's your name? Katrina? Katrina with the P. You are amazing. Your 3 colleagues were amazing. Did you really write that last night?
Yes, we did.
Oh my God. Oh my God. I need you to write my speeches. We have one more here in the back. And what was your name? Vita, you're also incredible. You 4 and the young people of PTP, you deserve a world-class performance venue. You deserve something which has never existed in this city before. A custom-built, flexible space designed by and for an immigrant-led, Latina-led nonprofit. We've never had that. You young people deserve that, and you're going to get it. Thanks to everyone here. Now, to those of you who hadn't met Mino before and were under the impression that maybe she had a lot of caffeine this morning. I haven't had coffee yet. Exactly. That's what I'm about to explain. This is the resting energy of Mino Lora. I think she was called a hurricane here already this morning, a force of nature. When this woman sets her mind to something, nothing will stop her. Nothing. She is unstoppable, she is inspirational, and she has a heart of gold. Yo te quiero mucho, de verdad, de verdad. And did you catch that she has raised $30 million? There are nonprofits that are 10 times as big, with boards full of corporate titans, which cannot raise $30 million. It is an astounding feat, an astounding feat. I want to thank everyone who made that possible. New York Presbyterian, thank you so much, Dr. Corwin, for not just being a healthcare powerhouse, but for supporting this community. How about an applause for NYP? A la familia Miranda, que se podrían haber ido de Washington Heights. You guys could have moved to, God forbid, I don't know, Florida or something. You have stayed here. You have doubled and tripled down. You are supporting the arts. You are supporting a healthy, stronger community in so many ways. I cannot thank you enough. Un aplauso, señores, la familia Miranda. Se fueron toditos menos la mamá, pero ahí vamos. Oh, y la hija, las hembras se quedaron. Those men. I'm proud to have played a small role. I put in $1 million for my capital budget. I'm very glad that I'm not speaking before Councilmember Carmen de la Rosa, because the amount that she puts in makes me look cheap. And that is my segue. Oh, I do want to, sorry, before I introduce you, I want to acknowledge someone who's standing here on the stage with me. This project would not have happened if Idanis Rodriguez had not fought. And when I say fought, he can explain to you this was not an easy fight. Idani, gracias por todo, eh? Un abrazo, se te quiere. Now I get to introduce an absolute star, a dear friend, an ally who I rely on in so many ways. También la quiero mucho, y puso más cuarto que yo, la concejal Carmen de la Rosa.
That's my borough president, and I did not pay him to say any of that. But he is the best borough president in the city of New York, just so our colleagues know. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Inwood, welcome to Washington Heights, welcome uptown. This is a glorious, exciting, happy morning. The borough president was right. Mino, we have to bottle that energy and distribute it all across the city. But today I want to take the time to thank Mino and thank Bob, who's here. We don't mention Bob a lot, but Bob is here. You know, I had the honor, working as Idani's chief of staff, to meet Mino and Bob when PTP was literally in an apartment. It was their apartment. It was a beautiful apartment. They were very well decorated. But it was a dream, right? It was a dream, and it was a pie in the sky. And for me, it's been an honor to watch Mino and Bob raise their family, grow their dreams, and grow their PTP family. So first of all, on behalf of our community, we want to thank you for working hard to make your dream a reality. We're honored that this Immigrant Cultural Center will be home here in Inwood. I mean, my God, this is the home of Lin-Manuel Miranda and the Miranda family, right? We have to continue to cultivate the talent that exists here. If you believe in the love, the potential, and the glory of the youth uptown, make some noise. At the end of the day, that is what today is about. It is about a community that has been left behind for far too long and that will now have a space where our youth, where our cultural organization, where our artists can be themselves, can explore their talent, and can gift us with their talent. I'm so excited to see this building finally finished. I want to also take the opportunity to thank our partners here, New York Presbyterian Hospital. Thank you, La Miranda family. Thank you so much for all you do, but also our partners in government that have been so instrumental. Let me tell you, Idanis Rodriguez is a fighter for our community. I'm honored to be your successor. I'm honored to be your friend. All credit to you for fighting to make sure that today could happen. $15 million investment from the city of New York planted the seed for this building, for this space to happen today. I also have to thank the resilient, because that is the word, the resilient staff at EDC, and I know that Andrew Kimball is here. Thank you to all the EDC members who made this happen. And I also want to thank my colleagues who are here. I know Councilmember Sean Abreu is here. The Manhattan delegation is continuing Idanis' legacy by making sure that we're investing $8.5 million more for this project. And as the governor said, we know that's not the end of it. But I also want to say that in addition to this project, we envision Northern Manhattan, we envision Inwood as a destination, a cultural destination for our community, a place where local artists can find a home, but also a place where anyone from across the city can say, I'm going to Inwood to watch theater, to watch our artists play, to watch the bachata band, but also to watch jazz, to watch all of the talent that we have uptown. This is one of a few projects that are happening. So stay tuned to what I'm calling the Northern Manhattan Cultural Corridor. I put it out there, now I have to make it happen. So thank you all so much and congratulations. Oh, I had one job, people, one job. So it's my honor to introduce a colleague who is really beloved, someone whose legacy you all have known. He hails from the Bronx, but it's okay, we welcome you uptown. Senator Jose Serrano is the chair of the Committee of Cultural Affairs and Tourism. And guess what? Art and culture are his passion. We're excited to have you here uptown, and we look forward to your partnership. Senator.
Thank you so much for that wonderful introduction. And it truly is such a blessing to be here with all of you today. As the chair of the Senate Committee on the Arts and Culture, I firmly believe how important the arts are for every community in New York State. I want to thank Mino and your amazing team. And I have to tell you, every conversation that we've had has left me uplifted. You are a bright light, and you bring joy to so many people. And you really made this passion into purpose here. So thank you for all that you've done, and everyone who supports this project. You know, as a person who cares deeply about the arts and as someone who's worked in theater many, many years ago, sometimes we often hear people talk about the arts in terms of something that is aesthetically pleasing if we could do it, but not super important if we can't. No, 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 no. The arts have to be foundational in our society. We have to support the arts like we support any other important item in our budgets, in the things that we do. Why? Because the arts have always been that perfect vehicle for communication. They have been that perfect vehicle for social justice. They have been that way that we as communities are heard and we educate. So this theater, when it is completed, will not only be a place where we come and we see amazing performances, but it will empower us. It will empower all of us, and it will give us an opportunity to bring forth our message. So thank you to everyone involved for supporting this wonderful project. Now it gives me great pleasure to introduce someone who is a good friend and a good friend to the arts, and that's our council member, Sean Abreu.
Thank you, Senator Serrano. It's really an honor to be here today and really seeing all of the hard work come to fruition. One of the performers that performed here today actually was raised in my grandmother's building where I was raised as well. The kid with the long hair. What's it? El hijo. ¿Cómo se llama? Alex, yes. So Alex was raised in my grandmother's building on 161st and Riverside. His mother is very involved with PTP. And for me, it's just very impactful to see young people in my neighborhood being able to tell their own stories. To be able to tell your own story in the neighborhood you grew up in and having the infrastructure and the talents of like Mino Laura and PTP, it's really something that we don't get to see often. And we're changing that. Mino Laura, congratulations, seriously, for your tremendous work enriching our communities and uplifting our voices. It is about damn time you get the space that you have long deserved. Let's give it up for Mino, please. I know I sound like a broken record. I can't wait to come back here in 2026 when it's all said and done. I would also like to, give a shout out to Councilmember Idanis Rodriguez, who made this happen through the rezoning. And also our Congressman Adriano Espaillat is in Washington right now fighting the good fight for the next speaker, but he also, but Anady is here and he extends his support for this project as well. When we're all together, when we bond together, things like this are possible. Thank you all. I now have, we're all forgetting, but I now have the privilege to hand it off to Andrew Kimball, the president and CEO of the New York City Economic Development Corporation, who is working tirelessly to build a more inclusive and diverse economy for all New Yorkers.
Thanks so much, Council Member. Thank both Council Members. It is really an honor to be here. EDC feels so proud to have played a small role in this dynamic project that really is the beacon of something broader that happened here. And when you have big community-wide planning projects, they can be difficult, they can be challenging, they can take a long time, but when they work right, boy, the outcome is special. And that's why we're all here, to celebrate this day and really reflect on what is a much bigger project that will not only bring an incredibly dynamic new performing arts space to the community, much needed, but also really important research. And I'm so proud that the NYPL, the New York Public Library, is going to play a role. That's where I started my career. So important to this. We have everything in this project. We've got unbelievable local leadership and elected officials, the local level, at the borough-wide level, at the city-wide level, and now at the statewide level. We've got unbelievable philanthropists, and another shout out to New York Presbyterian for their support. The Miranda family, we are in awe of you for everything you do, and thank you for your leadership and philanthropy, and also the private sector. We can't forget that hundreds and thousands of units of new housing don't get built without strong private sector partnership, and L&M and Taconic and M Squared are right at the top when it comes to visionary developers in New York City, so I want to give them a very special shout out as well. And finally, one of the delights working in the Adams administration is we do get stuff done, and part of that is having a group of commissioners that work incredibly well together to drive projects over the finish line. And it's been a real thrill for me to get to know people like Idanis Rodriguez and see his passion on a citywide level on so many things related to transportation. But his role in this project and in the Inwood transformation over many years, is lore at the EDC. And I just want to thank him personally for his partnership in government, but also just acknowledge the incredible role that he played in all of us being here today. Transportation Commissioner Idanis Rodriguez.
Thank you, Andrew. And as you say, on behalf of Mayor Eric Adams, I want to say welcome to everyone. You know that for the first time, if you are in Inwood, and of course, like for the Miranda family, I know I use the playground. I had 2 daughters, the Inwood, the patient. I had 2 daughters, 16 and 11, and you know that's I live there, Harding and Broadway. So I know when Mino say that you don't know how much we appreciate it, that you have decided to stay here. You know, it's not about Puerto Ricans and Dominicans and the Latino and all New Yorkers together. Doctor, as you know, when we started this process, thinking about the vision of the rezoning, my only ask was, yes, we are here to be partnered with the hospital. The New York Presbyterian is the first source of job that we have in Northern Manhattan here. So thank you for all the contribution, and also thank you for supporting this institution. Yeah, this is part, and again, you know, I'm happy to be working with Councilmember De La Rosa, a great leader citywide. So I had this opportunity to have my chief of staff, Sean Abreu, great friend, Mark Levine, and all the Serranos. You know, my respect more than to you is to your father too. You know, the great mentor, Congressman Serrano. You know, a big leader here. And Andrew, I want to give you a summary on how we got here. This is part of the vision to build 10,000 new apartments in the next 15 years, from 2001 to 2025. However, as we had those conversations with EDC and HPD, we say we need housing, and we need to be sure that they're affordable. And Councilman De La Rosa, Congressman Espaillat, and everyone also engaged in this conversation. They say we have to go deeply affordable, and that's what they're doing right now. It's taking this rezoning farther. It's to be sure that it's better. You know, this wouldn't happen without George and Charles and Taccone, the real estate, who took the risk on this type of investment. So I want to say thank you to Taccone and everyone, Alicia Glenn and everyone involved in this project. Theater is about maintaining the history. It's about the memory. Guys, there's one thing that I want to invite everyone, never forget the memory. Never forget that, yes, Latino made 27% of the New York City population. We are the second largest group. And yes, we work shoulder to shoulder with our brothers and sisters, the Afro-American community, the Jewish, the Caucasian, the Asian community, but our number has to be represented. And I know that People Theater Project, they're going to be working with the youth to tell the story of happiness and sadness that we live in this community, and also the vision of this community. So for me, it was an honor, like 2009, a year after People Theater came to this community, I was the first one, and council member of that same staff, we put the first few $1,000s, and they started working in George Washington High School. In the name of Mayor Eric Adams, in the name of the whole community, let's continue supporting People's Theater Project. Thank you, the Miranda and everyone. Yes, I do transportation, and that's why before going to 55 Water Street, I first stopped in Gum Hill, looking at the beautiful bus lane that we had done in Gum Hill. First, I also stopped in Fulton Avenue, seeing how we are painting the lane and putting the camera. But New York City DOT has an art division. So we also invite all the local artists that would like to exhibit their sculpture in Times Square, 34th Street, 23rd Street, 168, in any of the public space, to come through this agency and we work together. Felicidades a Mino, a People Theater Project, por el buen trabajo que han hecho. Esto es lo que la comunidad, una comunidad latina. No hay Nueva York sin la comunidad latina, pero también nosotros trabajamos con todos los grupos. Esto es una visión que tiene nuestra comunidad de 10,000 apartamentos que vamos a construir en los próximos 15 años, con teatro, con cultura. So, thank you, Mino.
Thank you so much to all of you for everything you've done for so many years to make today a reality. The program is over, pero. The fun continues. If you are interested in putting on a fancy, not that fancy, but a hard hat They're bright and colorful and say PTP, and seeing the space. We have tours. We have hard hat tours scheduled. All of you in your program should have received a group number, A, B, C, D. All of you are in A. You can still stay. You're coming with me. And please meet Leticia, can wave with the PTP shirt and hats over there. If you are C and D, have a cafecito, and we will continue in 15 minutes. Thank you so much. Gracias, gracias.